Hi, let me give you an example of something that any content writer can start doing right now without any extra training. It's called employer branding, and it's a step that comes before recruitment. This is a perfect entry point for anyone looking to break into US HR work from India or for startups across the globe, including India. You would be surprised how tough it is for startup CEOs to hire the right talent. You cannot just buy a Naukri subscription, post a job description, and expect candidates to come pouring in, especially not for early stage startups. Big famous companies or well funded startups that have raised multiple rounds of investment can attract hundreds of applicants for every job role. But early stage startups, they don't have that luxury. They lack the reputation and track record to attract talent. Often, there's no effort put into employer branding. Maybe there's been a couple of interviews with the founders or a news feature about funding, if any, but that's usually it. As a result, candidates are not drawn to them. We faced this same problem back in 2012 when we were just a three-person team. Hiring our first employee was a nightmare. Despite being in the business of training professionals for over 10 years and now having a team of 600 plus members, it wasn't always easy for us. Back in 2012, we would talk to potential hires for hours trying to convince them to join us. Many agreed and then did not show up on the joining date. Some left after just a few days. It took us one whole year to hire our first employee who joined through Ramanuja's personal network from college. This is a common struggle for every early stage startup. If you want to assist fast growing startups, you need to help them solve their problem. It's difficult, but absolutely critical for early stage startups to hire the right people. Without a solid team, their chances of success are slim. We even faced this problem recently when we were scaling up our tech team. But once we put employer branding into action, something amazing happened. One of our ex employees who had moved on to a big IT company decided to come back and join us full time. Startup CEOs are not the only ones facing this hiring challenge. Professionals like lawyers and dentists and even SMEs such as real estate developers, gym owners, and other small businesses struggle to find the right talent. They have clients willing to give them work, but they cannot scale up because they don't have the right team in place. Now, do you think you can help them with this? It's not that difficult if done properly. You do not need to be an HR professional to help startups with employer branding. You can use your content writing skills to do this effectively. Here is how it works. The first step is interview the founders and write blog posts for the startup's website that explain their vision and mission. Most startups do not have this. If you find one that doesn't, offer to do it for free just to build the relationship. Second step is to create a team page that highlights the awesome people already working there. Third step, do video interviews with the founders, top performers, or clients and put them on the startup's YouTube channel. Future candidates often research a company before applying. What will they find? The fourth step, repurpose this content and post it on the startup's LinkedIn and Twitter pages. Now it's easier for potential hires to discover them. And the bonus step is help get the founders featured on podcasts and interview websites. When you are doing this content, you need to make sure it answers a few key questions. What are we trying to do as a company? How do we plan to change the world? How are we different from other startups? What have we already accomplished that proves we have great potential? What is our ultimate mission and how will the world look when we succeed? What is life like when someone works with us? How will this develop their career? You need to identify which points to highlight about the startup. Ask yourself, is it the opportunity to build a cool product that will be used by millions? Is it about being a part of the next unicorn in a unique niche? Is it about working in a friendly environment with opportunities to speak to anyone in the company? Is it about getting direct mentorship from the CEO or CTO? Will the experience here make it easier for them to land jobs in the future? All of this content needs to be inspiring, insightful, and crisp. It needs to speak to the right people, potential hires, and make them want to join the startup. When you are done, the startup will stand out from generic recruiters, and there will be a bunch of compelling content to attract passionate talent. Once you've created this content, every time someone applies, you will ask the startup to send the links to potential candidates before the interview. This way, they will already be familiar with the startup and its mission. And guess what? You can even use AI to help with a lot of this work. Let me show you how. Here is an example of how you can pitch employer branding to a US startup. The subject would be employer branding to attract top talent. The body, hi, and the name of the receiver could be the startup CEO. I know that to unlock your startup's massive potential, you need to attract top talent. I see that you haven't had the time to work on your employer branding, and I would like to help you with that for free. Here is what I can do: write blog posts for your website explaining your vision and how your mission is exciting. I will interview you to understand what makes your startup special. This content will attract the right talent and save you time explaining your mission during the interviews. I'll design a team section on your website to show potential candidates they'll be working with an amazing team. I'll do video interviews with you, your top performers, and clients, and post clips on your YouTube channel and other social media. I'll also get you featured on podcasts and interview websites, followed by your target candidates. This employer branding can transform your recruitment process. You don't have to worry about this anymore. Leave it to me. Let's set up a Zoom call to discuss how I can help. And at the end, you write regards and your name. Do you think you can do this? You don't have to get involved in recruitment. Even HR professionals are not always trained to do this well. You can use your content writing skills to increase the quality and quantity of applications a startup gets. It's not as difficult as it sounds, right? If you want more detailed guidance on how to create content for startups, specifically for onboarding employees and freelancers, join our free 3-day bootcamp. The bootcamp is live and we'll cover everything over 9 hours. You can attend from anywhere. No recordings will be available, so don't miss out. Set up a reminder and we'll see you there.